We are now into the Elite Eight, which means we've got a few more previews to do for you before next week's Final Four. The first matchup we're going to take a look at is the Louisville and Duke contest. Now, Louisville looked absolutely fantastic against Oregon. Russ Smith did whatever he wanted. He got to the rim, he scored with ease. Pretty much all of Louisville's offense did exactly that. And the scary part is that most of that damage was done with one of their key players, guard Peyton Siva, on the bench for the first half. So I think Louisville has clearly presented themselves as a dangerous team. Not that anybody doubted them as the #1 overall seed in the tournament. However, the Duke Blue Devils have also played really well. They overcame Michigan State, and I think a lot of people thought that they would stumble there, but Duke showed exactly how fundamentally sound they can be and beat a team like the Spartans. What Duke brings to this game that Louisville did not see in their last game is a good brand of defense. We talk about the Pac-12, and I think a lot of people talked about Oregon throughout this tournament as being a squad that was underseeded, as being a team that should have been seeded higher. I think that's potentially true, but when you compare the conferences, the Pac-12 to the ACC, one of the major differences is the defense, the fundamentals, and the coaching. I think that this is a much tougher matchup for Louisville than Oregon was, and I don't think they're going to get as many easy baskets on the offensive end, and I also don't think they're going to get many as easy, what's the way to put this, easy defensive stops as they did against Oregon, because Duke is not going to get as frustrated and take up and heave up lousy shots as Oregon did time and time again. Duke is not going to turn over the ball carelessly as Oregon did, and Duke will make sure to maximize their possessions, to move the ball around. That's something Oregon did poorly. I think Duke is going to pass the ball around, spread the floor, shift the ball from side to side, and make Louisville work a little harder. Now, make no mistakes about it, when you get down to the Elite Eight, the Final Four, the championship game, the differences between the teams is razor thin. So really, we're splitting hairs, quite literally. The spread in this game is about 3.5, 3, 4, depending where you buy it. I personally like Duke plus the points for one reason and one reason alone. That's the fact that Louisville, Russ Smith, some of the other players are sick right now. They're dealing with a cold, and I think that we didn't really see the ill effects on Friday, but we might see those ill effects on Sunday when they face off because look, I think sometimes the cold, you can suppress the symptoms, different medication and stuff, but fatigue is the issue. Playing one day in between two challenging contests, I think that makes a difference. And like I said before, not a significant margin between these two teams, but I think something like a cold, something like the fact that the whole team has had this cold or that it's being passed around, as head coach Rick Pitino has stated, I think that's enough of a reason for me to take Duke. I still think Louisville might win this game maybe by 1, 2, or 3 points. I think it's going to be that close of a game, but I will take the Blue Devils with the points. That's it for this preview of the Elite Eight. We've got another one coming up for you, the Florida contest. Make sure you check out the articles on sbrforum.com and join the conversation in the forum, where a lot of people have been presenting good arguments on both sides of the coin for these matchups. And make sure you do some reading there before you make your picks at the sports book.